I have great pleasure in announcing and then calling Mr. Shailendra Singh on the dais to give his presentation on Brand India, India on the Move. Can I have Mr. Shailendra Singh, please? Please come on. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. I think you're having a pleasant day, huh? I think it's important that we give a strong round of applause to the organizers because, the fact that, is that it's a long weekend. Chennai Super Kings is playing Mumbai Indians in Wankhede. So the fact that all of us have made it here and they've made this attempt on this, this special Friday. So a round of applause to the organizers, guys. Thank you very much. Just to let you know that this is truly my favorite topic. So I'm really blessed that I've got this one to do today. And, it would be fair to say that I do sort of wear the brand India on my chest, on my mind, on my sleeve, and I truly believe that there is a reason and there is a method that we all in this room today were born in India and are Indians. There must be some science, some thought process, some heart in the fact that we are Indians. Now, when do we start accepting that? When do we start believing in it? When do we start living in it? Is the question today. So, one fact that I want to make aware to all of us is that we being citizens of India, we automatically become shareholders of this country, Now, as shareholders of the country, what do you own? Do you own Reliance shares? Do you own trees? Do you own yoga, Ayurveda? What do you own? Real estate? The one thing that we all equally own, because I'm sure we have different kind of assets, portfolios and whatever, and somebody is more powerful and somebody is less powerful, but one thing that we all equally own is India, the brand India. So that is an important aspect to think about, okay? Because, you must realize that if we believe in that thought, then what I'm going to say to you further is going to make a lot of sense. Now, I just want to go back a little bit to the 1990s. 1990s, we went through a phase where content was king. All of us believed in content. So if you went to buy an air conditioner, you actually wanted to know what the compressor was inside, You really wanted to know. You bought a car, you want to know fuel efficiency, engine. Today you buy an air conditioner, you want to know the grille color. You buy a car, you want to know whether the sunroof, opens all the way or halfway. So times have changed. So 1990s was time of content, and 2000 is, content was king, and now packaging is God. Now, if packaging is God, therefore it becomes only more important that brand India is appropriately packaged, appropriately presented, and appropriately owned by all of us. It's the times. It's quite evident. It's all around us. So therefore, and also, so stemming on the thought, I did a lot of commercials, Percept, and all of us at team, starting from 24 years, proud to be Indian. We ran a Bharti campaign, CRM, for 25 years, one campaign is running which says, come home to India. We ran a campaign where we bought people who had left India, gone abroad, and they came back to India after 20 years. Why did they come back? We've been trying to, in our own, I think somewhere in the DNA of Percept, there is a sense of, being a proud Indian. So we went off, and it stems to the fact that in the Bharti commercial, we try to analyze that what are the proud things that India has done, what have we created? So we have the knowledge, we have the power to create, we have the strength, we have the passion to write history. So these characters, these are all Indian people. They have created global landmark histories. Mathematics, the chip, Mr. Mahatma Gandhi. So these are interesting characters, but we've forgotten about them. So the last Bharti campaign that we ran about a year and a half ago for Mr. Sunil Mittal actually had this. I think Mr. Sunil Mittal, just about 9 years ago, added Bharti to his surname. I don't know how many of you all actually know this, but his name was not Sunil Bharti Mittal, I think 10 years ago, if you recall. It was Sunil Mittal. He's a proud Indian, and I think there was a Business India Awards where he got the Businessman of the Year, and in the end, when he ended his speech of getting the award, he said, I'm proud to be a Bharti. So he's excited about being an Indian, and his organization coincidentally is called Bharti. So it made logical sense. So I'm saying, imagine that even the chairman of an organization takes pride in being an Indian. Now, ghar ki murgi dal barabar, we don't realize our own potential. If you look at the statistics, do you understand the fact that 1 in 7 in the world, or 1 in 8 in the world population is an Indian? But do we think like that? Do we behave like that? Do we make decisions like that? Maybe not so. Do you know that out of the 100 top doctors in the world, 60% are from India? Do you know that out of the 50 top CEOs in the organization worldwide, 28 are Indians? So at some point at the time, was this a part of our export policy to send these fantastic, learned people overseas? These are our resources. These are our people. Now that they've gone there to make their dollar and pounds and euros, how are we uniting them? How are we using their power to actually take Brand India forward? Is there an exercise? I don't think so. We don't see it. And also, one aspect, I see a lot of debates on TV about different nations, our neighboring nations, we see lots of debates, and we really get engaged into, a neighboring nation dialogue and controversies, etc. But I always, bring one thought that I think we're a country of 1 billion people who think like 1 million, and our neighbors who are actually a country of 1 million people think like 1 billion. So I think it's time that we realize that one of our assets and superpower is the fact that, we have a large population, and the planet is pretty much 1/7 covered by Indians. So I think somewhere down the line you must realize that our population could be our asset, could be our power. Now in this phase of my life, in the recent times, I'm currently inspired by 3 people. They give me a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and everything that we are trying to create. For me personally, these 3 people are playing a very important role in my life. Mr. Kishore Biani to start with, because he's a gentleman, in my opinion. We've known him for 25 years at Percept. We were fortunate enough to be part of the naming process of Brand Pantaloon with him 25 years ago. He's a guy I really connect with because of the fact that he understood the consumer. Everything that he's done, if you realize in the last 12 to 13 years, is all about consumerism. That means he analyzed, he understood who his consumer was, and he aptly used that know-how into his business plan, which, all of us are pretty proud of. We understand where he's taken consumerism. He's basically branded a Sarkari Bhandar into a big bazaar. He's changed our lifestyle. Small towns now know how to shop better, etc. The second person is Osho, Rajneesh. Great zest of life. What a rock star. He's a gentleman who really celebrated life. He's really inspired by his readings, his writings, his audio tapes. So he's a great source of inspiration currently for me, because I think in everything we do in life, whether it's legal, finance, anything we do in life, there should be a lot of zest, energy, passion, emotions. There's no point otherwise, Mahatma Gandhi, for his creativity, I think is the ultimate creative genius. It is not the, the current creative directors of agencies or, Karan Johars of the world. I think Mr. Mahatma Gandhi was the ultimate creative human being. There was no Twitter, there was no SMS, there was no BBM. He managed a rally of 1 million people, 5 million people. He managed to connect the entire nation. He used creativity to the aspect that he fought a war without even raising his hand. If you see all his, Dandi March and all his things that he did, I think, in my opinion, he was a creative genius. How did he manage it in those times? How did he actually mobilize all these resources, and how did he actually get us independence? So quite a genius in mind. So I get inspired by these people. So my thoughts do stem from these 3 pillars currently. Now, I think one thing that we truly lack is self-belief. The question that we'll have to ask, 5 years ago when we landed at Heathrow in London, and you went to a bar for a drink in the night with some white people, and they asked you from where are you, you would always have a pause before you said you're an Indian. Always. For sure. I had it. Now, you land at Heathrow, where are you from? India. He says, great country, man. So was it Bill Clinton's visit in Jaipur 7 years ago? We did the Bhangra, and that, wow, if Bill Clinton can have a good rocking time in India, India must be a safe country. You know what I mean? The global perceptions are made by Americans, and they have a knack of doing it, because like I said in the beginning, packaging is bigger than product. And they seem to have that art of, really multiplying their effect. So they've done a great job. But the fact of the matter is that we need to start believing in what we say, what we do. And the fact is that the brand India has arrived for sure. There is just no discussion. But do we believe in that? Do we have self-belief in that thought? If we have it, then it's like 1.4 billion beliefs. Imagine collectively coming together. My God, can any other nation actually say no to India? The way our economy is poised, the way our proportions of, I'm going to go through that thought, I'll share some more details with you. So, do we believe in the brand India also? Okay? Now I'm going to what my thinking was that I was actually going through a thought process, and I realized that does brand India actually exist? Does it exist just in Inox and PVR when we go to watch a movie? Do you really question that national anthem? Or we just stand? And that synthetic flag plays at the back. And you're actually waiting because your popcorn's falling and your coffee's falling, and you're going, Janam, it goes on and on. Get it on with, because you're there to watch Fast and Furious. So, but The fact that it is there is phenomenal. It's a moment of pride. It makes you feel fantastic. But do we own it? Do we believe that? So who actually one day decided 5 years ago that let's play the national anthem in all movies? Somebody did. So we're trying to find, through our little discussion today, who is that person? So I'm going to really open it up to you. Let's have some fun because I think I'm the second last anyways. You must be pretty knackered by now. So, you have a chance to speak now. So who owns Brand India? Tell me. Not Ornab for sure, no? He's a friend, but he's owning India on TV. He wants to make a difference. He's bringing up issues. He's on the wire. He has a mission. And is it Anna Hazare? Is it Manmohan Singh? Who owns Brand India? Just take a random shot. What do you say, brother? Any of these people or somebody else? All of them. They're collectively. So there is, you believe that somebody does own the Brand India, right? Has to. Somebody has to be the custodian. Now I thought so if somebody owns it, brilliant. Chalo, very good. Somebody is the custodian, which is very important. Is that it's the only thing we have as citizens of this country. So now, what does it look like, the brand? Does it look like a spice? What's the aura of this brand? Because we are known for Ayurveda, yoga, spices, science, engineering, doctoring, whatever, I don't know. We are known for many things. We are the land of opportunities. We have a history of 12,000 years. Some of the nations ahead of us are only 400 years old. Interesting, no? So, who should be then, our brand ambassador? Dhoni? Because he won the World Cup. Quite cool. All of it. Fantastic. Not a bad thought. Not a bad thought. So going forward, so we'll come back to that thought because we need to, we'll have to have somebody accountable for it. So I agree with you totally that all of us own it, like they are also part of us. Now, so where does Brand India, for me, where does Brand India, what are its pluses today? What are the little 2 or 3 things that excite me personally? And I'm sure you'll have your own thoughts after this discussion. So Brand India, in my opinion, is global today. There is nothing called global and local. I think it's global. And if you think like that, my God, we can capture the universe. So my thought process comes from the fact that why can't we create a product that sells in 80 countries? Why does Lower Parel Palladium Mall has 140 shops, 139 international brands? Again, history is again repeating itself. But now we are knowledgeable. 50 years ago was fine. Now why is it happening to us? 40 brands of cars, 38 are overseas. Why is our vada pav still a vada pav? It's the coolest burger in town, man. But the McDonald's is raping us everywhere. And they've adapted. They're putting chili in it. You're loving that commercial now, huh? But you're forgetting that the vada pav had chili in it for 50 years. And they gave you options of chilies, red and green, huh? You could have that green little thing on the side also. So what happened? Tell me. We forgot to package it. We forgot to protect it. We forgot to market it. We forgot to own it. We forgot. हाँ हमारा वड़ा पाव रह गया. उनका वड़ा पाव आ गया. Okay? 117 देशों में उनका वड़ा पाव बिकता है. Correct, no? Interesting? So at least all of us in this room, isn't it an exciting opportunity? The Goras love it, man. Look at the fact. If on you've had a hectic week and you've had a few drinks, etc. On a weekend, what is the one meal you want to go and have? Butter chicken, chicken tikka, nice naan, roti. So what's the national cuisine of United Kingdom now? Chicken tikka masala. We exported it? No, I don't think Manmohan Singh ji has allowed that. But somebody sent it. Huh? So UK's national cuisine officially now is chicken tikka masala. You're aware of that, I hope. So interesting thought process, right? So I personally believe with the potential, with the kind of products we've created, with the energy that we have created around India, and the culture, tradition, history, etc., rich in minerals, rich in resources, etc., we really have an opportunity to be a global player. That means produce locally and sell globally. Second thought.